It's April 4th, 2024, and we're standing about 300 feet above the Brazos River in central Texas. Behind me is Mother Nature's chaotic landscape, okay? That's going to be the name of this video, because that's what people see when they look at a hill covered with rocks. They see a chaotic, natural landscape. So, everywhere you look, you say to yourself, this isn't something that could have been built, right? It's just total chaos. But then if we really look, if we really study what we're looking at, we might come upon something like this. And it's a vertical, straight line, virtually straight, not perfectly straight, that goes through about 20 different layers of what is supposed to be sedimentary gypsum, or perhaps geologists might call it sedimentary limestone. Doesn't matter what they call it. What matters is that this line shouldn't be here in a natural, chaotic landscape. If this was really sedimentary material laid down over millennia, and each layer is supposed to represent a time period, then there would be no line that transverses 20 different time periods. Do you understand? This line transverses what geology calls time periods, which means that these are not sedimentary layers laid down in time periods. They can't be. Why? Because one line transverses them. Nature cannot have made this vertical line. I hope you understand. Okay, I've been saying this for many, many years in my videos. And I want to be super clear. This cannot be natural. Once we understand that, then we go, oh, it's not a chaotic natural landscape. There is chaos to it because it's so old. It was built so long ago. Now, this material does break down eventually, and it becomes soil, right? So go check out my video, Ecological Terraforming, because every hill and every mountain is a resource for whatever race lives on the planet, for minerals, and if you want to fertilize your soil, you get some gypsum and you fertilize it. It's highly prized in the fertilizer industry. It's also a resource for the natural creation of soil. So little by little, day by day, the plants are fed with more and more soil from the degrading, the decomposing hills and mountains that the ancients, or who I call the true ancients to distinguish them from the pyramid builders, built. So you have the true ancients who built the continents, and then later came the pyramid builders who repurposed the true ancients' crystalline continental concrete to cast blocks that they would then use to build pyramids with. And they did that through many, many millennia. And the original continent builders also had different stages of their building, and they would repair their hills and mountains through time. So the Bosnian Pyramid Complex is a late stage terraforming project by the true ancients. It's not the same kind of building that you see in pyramids across the planet that are more brittle. It's part of the landscape. And that's why nobody saw it for hundreds and thousands of years. It was Dr. Semir Osmanagic, a Bosnian native, who came back to his home country after 10 years of exploring pyramid complexes around the world and said, hey, that's a pyramid. That's not a hill. It's called Visočica Hill in Visoko in Bosnia. People were living on the side of it. And he said, no, it's a pyramid. And everyone said, you're crazy, that's a hill. Well, that's because it didn't look like the normal kind of pyramid that we see in Central America and Mexico and Egypt. So we know that that's a late stage terraforming project because the building never ends. The building in the Bosnian Pyramid Complex, it's not like they set their pyramids on the earth and then went away. It's all part of the landscape. So this hill is part of the landscape, and it was built by the true ancients, section by section, left to right, right to left, however you want to say it. And here's another line we can see. Nature is not making this line, okay? There's a layer, there's a layer, there's a layer, there's a layer. So this line's going through those layers, and nature's not doing that. So they built in with different styles across the planet and different materials. But all the material that we need to live is here. All the minerals we need to live are here. All the minerals the plants need to survive are on the planet. There might be certain locations where it's just gypsum or just limestone, or that's okay, you know. They knew that advanced races would come and they would have the ability to mine these hills and get this gypsum and then repurpose it for their crops or whatever they were doing. So I hope you all have a scientific day, one in which we open our eyes to the possibility that the earth was built in the distant past, and that then, after the earth was built, the planet builders created the continental features that we see: hills, valleys, mountains, riverbeds, creek beds. Then over billions of years, other features were added by nature. So there's been global flooding, and so then, you know, nature comes along and does its own scouring and repurposing of rivers, changing the courses of rivers. But the continents themselves were built. There's no doubt about it. You can research the continental terraforming theory. It's called a theory because theories have evidence, but this theory is inarguable. It's indisputable, because you can just watch my videos. You can see that the evidence for the fact of building in the distant past here on Terra, the actual name of our planet, is copious and unimpeachable. I hope you all have a scientific day.